This is Larry. Larry is a 2004 Toyota Tacoma. Now, a beat-up, mid-sized pickup truck probably isn't the first thing that pops into your head when you think accessible vehicle. But as a C7 quad who lives out in the country, has 2 dogs, 2 kids to tote around, and gear to haul, Larry's great. And if there's one point I'd like to make in this video, it's this. An accessible vehicle can be whatever you want it to be, depending on your level of function and how much you have to spend. Sedan, wagon, SUV, truck, minivan, sprinter van, it's all up to you. But, and this is a big but, as a wheelchair user, you can't just go into a car dealership, buy a vehicle, and expect it to work for you. You need adaptive equipment. You need to get yourself into the vehicle. You need to get your wheelchair in. And sometimes you need to further modify your vehicle to be able to accomplish these things. It's really hard to know what's out there and what's going to work for you. So let's take a tour of the different types of vehicles that wheelchair users drive. The biggest differentiator for what type of vehicle is going to work for you is whether or not you can transfer yourself. If you can transfer yourself, a wagon or a hatchback is one of the most versatile vehicle types. I'll let my colleague Teal Scherer explain why.
I drive a 2017 Subaru Outback. It is at a great height for me to transfer into and disassemble my wheelchair. And when I am with my family or friends, they can put my wheelchair into the trunk without having to disassemble it.
Small and mid-size SUVs offer many of the same benefits as a wagon, though the transfer height is usually a bit higher. Sedans often have a fairly level transfer height, but if you ride with anyone else, fitting your wheelchair or any other gear in the trunk isn't always easy. Moving on to trucks, Larry is at a similar transfer height to a mid-size SUV, which is right at the edge of what's doable for me without tweaking my shoulders. Having the extended cab makes it a lot easier because I lay my seat almost all the way flat to slide my wheelchair in beside me. If my wife is traveling with, she'll put it in the bed of the truck. If you like the idea and functionality of a truck but want a more level transfer height, you could go with a Lowrider.
This is a 2003 Chevy Silverado, extended cab, but it's on airbags. I'm kind of tall, I'm like 6'3". It's a lot easier getting in and out of this compared to like a small Subaru or something. It's a project truck. I like working on it.
If you have enough strength and technique, it's possible to transfer up into a full-size truck. But whether that's practical as a daily driver might be another story. So, if you want a tall truck or SUV, there are options to make it easier to manage day to day. Which brings us to the sponsor of this video, ATC Mobility. ATC converts large trucks and SUVs into lift-equipped, wheelchair-accessible vehicles. Yes, that means you can drive a Chevy Silverado or Suburban, or a GMC Sierra or Yukon XL without having to haul yourselves up in them. ATC does a couple of cool things with their vehicle conversions. The first is gull-wing doors. They give enough space for the lift to operate and also provide a rain shield when you're getting in your vehicle. ATC can install the platform lift on either the driver's or passenger's side. And the cool thing about the platform is that it's dual purpose. You can stay in your wheelchair, or if you prefer, you can swap the factory seat onto the lift and transfer onto that when you want. It also provides the significant ground clearance, off-roading capabilities, and safety benefits of a 4x4 vehicle with limitless aftermarket opportunities to help your vehicle match whatever you want to do with it. Plus, ATC's conversions keep the original cabin seating intact, meaning you can fit 8 people into an SUV or 5 people in a truck. The conversion costs are comparable to those of a van, and converted trucks and SUVs tend to hold their resale value better than accessible vans. ATC has been building out their service network to mobility dealers across the country, and they put a lot of effort into making their lift systems as durable and reliable as possible. So if you want a wheelchair-accessible vehicle that fits into your lifestyle, not the other way around, check them out at atcmobility.com. We'll also have them linked in the description. Moving on to the most recognizable option for a wheelchair accessible vehicle, a ramp or lift van. For power chair users or anyone who can't or doesn't want to transfer into a vehicle every day, the reality is you're going to need a vehicle big enough to accommodate both you and your chair. Because of how common they are and how many options are available, a lot of people go with minivans. I'll let a couple of my rugby teammates explain what they do and don't like about theirs.
My name is James Manning. I'm a C5'6" quadriplegic, and I drive a 2017 Dodge Caravan. It's easy to drive, nice, smooth. I guess it's easier for me with just the ramp because I'm not really able to transfer the chair in and out of my car, so this just makes it a lot easier for me. It's a lot more horsepower than my other vans, safer. I don't like the transfer chair because the little beeping stuff on it is really annoying, all the safety equipment.
Yeah, my name is Max Woodbury. I am a C6 complete quad, and I drive a VMI Sienna that is all-wheel drive. The first time I've been safe driving in the snow. I like the fact that I don't have a ramp inside the cab. It actually comes from bottom, and so it stays out of the way for kids who want to come in and out through the passenger sliding door. The very last little bit of it is more steep than the rest of the ramp. Sometimes it can be challenging if it's raining or if I don't have gloves or if I don't have good momentum to get up the ramp.
If you want something larger than a minivan, full-size vans have mostly been replaced by Sprinter or commercial-style vans. These can be set up as a daily driver with room to set whatever you need. Or there are a growing number of people who are converting them into either full or part-time living quarters. That feels like a lot. It is. But that's a good thing. As wheelchair users, we now have more options than ever for what types of vehicles we can drive. I mean, I haven't even touched on EVs. Jerry Rig Everything has videos of manual wheelchair user Cambry Kaler driving everything from different Tesla models to Rivian's 3-row SUV, which will kneel down to make it easier to transfer into. So instead of thinking about what you can drive as a wheelchair user, start by asking yourself what type of vehicle works best for you and your lifestyle. Because the point of driving isn't the driving itself. It's being able to take off when you want and go do stuff. Hope this overview was helpful. It's by no means exhaustive, so please let us know what kind of vehicle you drive and what accessibility modifications you use in the comments.